Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome back once again to Scrap Mechanic. I wanted to do a little bit more on this game because I've been playing it quite a lot in my spare time and I've been having a lot of fun with it, so I've been watching quite a lot of other people's videos and then a lot of you guys sent me thoughts on it as well. So I decided I was going to show you some of the stuff that I'd been sort of messing with. I am still very much figuring out a lot of this game. I've played it for about 9 hours now, I think. Something silly. So this is still me trying to work out motorbikes, attempting to. So this is my newest attempt of one, using a steering system that worked kind of like that. I've had a few different ways of trying to make it steer, and then I've put sensors on the side to try and get these thrusters to sort of keep it upright, which is not really working that well. But you know, I tried. It kind of, it's close, but it definitely needs some more work. So that's something that I'm trying to work on. So let's quickly, I'll tell you what, I'll show you this as well. This is something else that I've been slightly trying to work on, which was my attempt at trying to make something that would hover. So I think if I press 2, I think it is. No, that actually starts it. There you go, you press 1 and then 2. So this was my attempt at trying to get something that would hover, that could transform out, so it'd be a bit wider, but still currently not quite working. So that still definitely needs some refinement, but there we go. Now, I will warn you, the place that I was sort of building in last time is a little bit of a mess. You will see that there is just things everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Just in all sorts of manners. I mean, if I actually put the tool on so you can see all the connections, you can see that there's just a crazy mess of blobs over there. There's some over there in the distance. My hoverboard's still just stuck on a rock over there going mental. There's all different stuff down that way. There's even some stuff over there somewhere, but there we go. Right, so what we've been working on. I've just been generally messing with controllers. I've been finding controllers are really fun to mess with. So I've been trying to learn out all the different things you can do. So like here I tried to do a sort of scissor lift sort of idea, which was interesting enough. Been messing with lifts as well. So this is my sort of... If you see these random buildings, it usually means that I'm testing something, because I'm planning to try and do like a massive building and then incorporate all these different features into it. So, but I'm still sort of like working out everything that I want to do in it. So like sliding doors, which they're fun enough. And then this was my very first attempt ever at trying to make a lift. So if I had a second floor up there, which is what that wood was meant to represent, this was what was going to happen. But as you can see, it didn't quite work because I built everything on the left and it should have really been built on the right, but there you go. So that's been refined anyway, so I can now actually make that work somewhere else. And this was my first attempt at just I was trying to work out a door, which I ended up leaving and then building somewhere else anyway. So this is an actual working lift that runs using a seat, so it means that I can start it a lot quicker. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So it's nice and smooth and it works just lovely. And they're really easy to build actually. Hopefully I'll get to really quickly show it you, but it's just 3 bearings attached to a controller. So the first bearing goes 90 degrees so it stands straight up, then number 2 will go 180, and then number 3 keeps that at a 90 degree angle the entire time, so it just goes up in a nice smooth motion, which is pretty cool. Been messing with helicopters. There's the old motorbike that we tried in the first video. This helicopter thing just doesn't even work, so we won't even bother. I was messing with trying to do tank tracks on this one. I've even made a little like launcher that you can walk on so that I can throw myself around. So you can, as soon as you land on that, it'll throw you over this building, but there you go. There's all different things that I've been messing with. And it's quite fun. This is all, I'm finding that I'm loading up this game because I'll just be like, I wonder if that'd work, and I'll just try something. So like I've messed with this car, which I think is pretty fun. So if you press 1, it'll transform so that the steering goes a bit easier. Gives it a nice bit of lift so it actually controls nice then. So it's just front wheel steering, which I think is pretty cool. And then if I press 1, it'll slide and it pretty much brakes. So that's nice. I mean, it can still drive a little bit like this, but not much. You've got to be pretty flat for it to work. This is my newest thing, which as you can see is an absolute mess of controllers. This is based very loosely on the, well, what I just showed you with the thrusters, where it kind of spread the thrusters out. This vehicle's what basically gave me the idea, because it goes like this. But it means that it basically doesn't flip, and it can go really fast with it. and it's got a really nice actual amount of control. And then, just in case I do want to give any extra boost, I've got the boosters on the back which I can turn on, and it'll make me go absolutely mental. But of course, you can still ride it perfectly normally like this, but it will tip over a lot more. But if you want to get through like a smaller gap, it means you can just squeeze it through, and then if you're going off-road and you want to get a bit more speed, you can put these down and actually have a bit more fun with it. So I really like this vehicle. I think it's fun. I really think it's fun. So this was one that I was trying yesterday, and I like it. I like it a lot. So that's probably my favourite vehicle right now. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's so weird that I just think it's beautiful. Right, what else have we been messing with? Oh, I had a go at trying some garage door-esque ideas that sort of like fold together like that. So that's one that I tried. I should probably turn all these things off because they're a bit distracting. Then I made this other door here, which I think is quite nice and sleek, which I think is pretty cool. I can't remember what this one does. Oh, this is another one of the weird folding doors that I've done. There's just all these different doors that I've been trying to do because I'm trying to decide on how I want the front of the like a massive building to open up. So I've been testing all these. This was me messing again with sliding doors. But yeah. And then this one, I sort of copied. There was the controller video that the Axolot guys had done, where they showed like a transforming house. And there's a start where they press the button and a seat folds out the floor, so I basically tried to replicate it, so I could work it out. So, after watching that video, I came and tried to work it out. For some reason I've just got massive frame rate drop from putting this down, but there we go. So, it's basically, these fold out, and then the seat comes up and sits in its place. And then if I press that again, the seat will go back down, and then they'll fold back away nicely. I don't know why I've just suddenly got massive frame rate drops, but there we go. It's probably just because of the sheer amount of stuff that's in this area. I probably really need to just wipe the world and start again, but I don't want to until there's the save feature because I don't want to lose certain things. Like most of this, I don't really care if I'd lost, but like I don't want to lose like this weird car because it's incredibly fun. But yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with this now. So I've been trying to work out a lot of it. In case you hadn't seen how to do these lifts, I'll quickly show you. Because I've been finding that being able to make these things so you can do like sliding doors and lifts using this sort of 3-point system is incredibly handy. So, I'll tell you what, we'll just make use of... I suppose this area will do for just about anything. So, we want... Let's just put a wall up so we've got something to build on. Right, so we need a bearing. So if we put one here, and then we can... I'll tell you what, I'll use a slightly different block so it's a bit easier to see what I'm doing. So if we use wood, wood will do. So we want to put that up. So you always want to make sure that you're aiming it at the bearing so it's connected to the bearing and not to any other blocks around. This is one thing that I didn't realise straight away. You've got whatever you don't want to be connected to anything else, you've got to make sure that it's connected to the bearing or whatever's attached to the bearing. So you've got to make sure you aim here and not like at the floor in front of it. So it seems like it won't actually let me do that now that I want to, but you can get this completely wrong. So let's say if we send that up by 5. So that's the first part. Then we'd want to put a bearing at the top of that and bring it back down, so stare at the bearing again and go that way. And then we want to put a bearing there, and then whatever we wanted to, we could then attach to that. So let's say we wanted to attach... let's go for something like that, maybe. Like that. Right, now we need the controller. So if we put the controller here, the controller and whatever else need to be attached to whatever you're building to, otherwise it just won't work. So we need a switch to actually activate the controller, then the controller needs to be connected to 1 bearing, 2, and 3, and that'll snap it all into place because now the bearing's holding it at a set angle. So now we want to actually get building. So what do we want to do here? Let's say if we wanted to turn this... technically I've actually built this wrong. If I want to do a lift, I've actually sort of set it up more towards a sliding door. But there we go. That's my fault. But this will give you the idea anyway, and then you can accumulate it yourselves. Usually you would lie this flat if you wanted to do a lift. Tell you what, we'll do a lift because it's easier for me to show you. So let's just quickly reel this back just a little bit. God damn it, it's going to be awkward now. Right. Okay, we'll do that, and do that, and do that, and we will do that. Right, now let's try again. There's 2, and there's 3. Right, so we want one to be going blue 90 degrees at number 1. So when I press that button, the first phase, that will turn 90 degrees and go straight up. So if I press that now, that's all that will happen. Then number 2, we'll be wanting to do red 180 degrees. So now if I press the button again, it'll do sort of that idea. And then we want to keep that nice and flat, so we want to be doing blue by 90 degrees. And then that should make a nice smooth lift. There you go. So that's how you can get the sort of rotary blocks that are meant to turn to sort of go straight, which is kind of cool, and make it extend. Of course, you can sort of set these into a sequence, so if you didn't want all that to happen at once, you could say... I mean, I suppose we could do this, but I think it would also be quite awkward, because this is quite a large block to then keep. We'll give it a go. We'll just give it a very quick go. So let's get rid of the 2 part. So that's zeroed out. Then if we press that, what happens? It goes a bit mental. So what we want to do here is keep that flat. So I think it actually needs to be, for the first one, is minus 90. And now it's not going to attach now. Oh no, technically that's fine. And then we want 2 to extend the minus 180. And we want to use that to go completely opposite. So I think from there it will do the positive 90 afterwards. I think. Oh, no, not quite. But you can generally see the idea of how it's starting to fold together. So that then goes up, so it needs to go another 90, it needs to be another 90 degrees, that needs to be 180. Right, now I think it'll be smooth. Yeah, there you go. So now you can see that it's sort of formed a sequence and it doesn't all happen at once. You can do it that way if you do so wish. But that's what these sequences are all about, just to show you a very basic sequence that you can do. So there's a lot of others that I've sort of put that use a little bit more. So it's like with this door here. In fact, I use this as the actual main door here. This is using the exact same sequence, so this will be a perfect one to show you. So what's going on here is the first 2 hinges are doing a turn, while I'm simultaneously getting the second hinges to stay still and then fold away afterwards. Because otherwise these 2 panels were staying locked to it, so it was just turning 90 degrees and then folded, and it just seemed kind of pointless. Whereas with that, they sort of split. Tell you what, we'll slow that down. Slow that right the way down. It gives you a little bit more chance to see it really happening. So you can see these fold together first and then pull together. So in here, these will fold and these keep nice and flat. Then once they've locked into 90 degree, then the second sequence starts and they turn 180 degrees and actually fold away. So it makes the whole door have like a constant motion to it, and I just think it looks a lot nicer the way it all folds together like that. I think that's pretty cool. So these are quite fun to build as well, and I like these because they keep it nice and flat, but they tuck away really neatly. So, I mean, by the time these are folded away, you can see they're not really using that much actual space. So I think these are really nice, and they give you a decent sized door as well. And obviously you could do these bigger if you did so wish, but I thought that was about the right size. So there you go. But yeah, I'm having a great deal of fun with Scrap Mechanic. It is really good. They're slowly fixing some bugs and stuff at the minute. I am looking forward to when they start adding a few more blocks for me to mess with. Because on the Steam forums at the minute, they've got like suggestions what they're doing, and they've already said like they're going to be adding pistons and welding and all this kind of stuff, and being able to add multiple switches onto things, which is pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to when you do a lot of that so you can start messing with it. But the thing I'm looking forward to the most is when they eventually add Steam Workshop, which they've got to do if they haven't already thought about it. Because imagine there's going to be some pretty damn creative people out there, and I would love to see what some people come up with, because I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, I'm having a great deal of fun with it. I'll probably show you a bit more soon. I'll probably carry on messing with things. And every so often I'll show you some random things that I've made, if they actually work. Or just show you the general disasters, because there's probably going to be more disasters than there is successes, because this is me. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this anyway. Just another look at Scrap Mechanic and what I've been messing around on it. I thought I'd show you a little bit more of what you can actually do with the game if you actually put a little bit more time into it. And yeah. Oh, hang on, should we try? I haven't actually tried this at full power yet. I'm now worried. I don't know if this will work at full power. Ooh. It's a feisty one. Oh god, the frames. The frames. Let's try and get it so we've actually got some... and go! Into a tree. And I'm stuck on the tree. Okay, there we go. We're free. And then put boosters on. Woo! Just makes me spin wildly. So yeah, maybe too much power there. Oh, so yeah, and then if you get stuck, you can just go back to number 1 because it gives you a nice bit of lift. There's a lot of intricacies with this game that I hadn't quite worked out. It's nice to actually get into it and then start seeing a lot of what you can actually do with it. Like, there's some things that you don't realise straight away. So it's like with these corners, I used to put blocks. And then I found out that if you use this sort of corner pipe here, you can attach that to... you can put bearings on that. So you can get these nice sort of corner pipes going into it. Which is what I've used on the bike as well. If I try and very quickly get to my bike, you'll see that it starts to... what I'm working on at the minute. You'll see that it starts to look a hell of a lot neater. So you'll probably already be able to see it there. But like, they actually look a lot neater when it comes to things like this if you're using a single wheel. So there's a lot of little things that you learn like that to make things look a lot nicer. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I'm just babbling at this stage. And I'll probably drop into some more Scrap Mechanics soon and show you guys what's been going on. And hopefully, if there's any more future updates, I'll jump in and show you some of the new blocks and what I've been able to do with them. So that'll be interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, usual stuff, likes, comments, all that kind of stuff. Thank you very much, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye-bye.